Hey everyone, how's it going? I want to do a quick video this morning because I did one yesterday afternoon and it didn't turn out, so I had to delete it. So I want to do a new one just because we're at a pretty, I don't want to say pivotal point, but pretty important point. And if I could remind you just to hit the subscribe, hit the like button if you like what you're seeing. Helps me, helps motivate me, let me know that the video that I put out was actually interesting and not just a waste of time. I just want to talk about Bitcoin and the possible altcoin season coming up. So at my office today, so I don't have my mic with me, so if the sound quality is poor, I apologize. It should still be okay on this computer, but anyways, we're going to get right into it. As you can see, I have all these lines set up. I have our support and resistance areas, right? We've been kind of bouncing back and forth on this resistance point from the previous all-time high back on February 21st, 58,367. You can see we're above that now. We want to get some closes over that. If we could pinch, right between here, right between the support and this short-term downward trend line, that would be good for a day. If we could just stay, I doubt it. Bitcoin moves that doesn't move in that small of increments. We also have this upward trend line set back from the low of February 28th that you can see we've been holding pretty well. I had my best day ever in 14 years of trading stocks, options, cryptos, everything combined. When we got down here, I bought Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. I had Cardano that I was holding leading into the Coinbase trading March 18th yesterday. Tanked after that, so I wish I would have sold more. What else? Filecoin had an amazing day. I think it did like 120% or something close to that in 3 days. And Polkadot had an okay day that day. Link had an okay day that day. And just best day ever in 14 years, just buying off of a simple trend line. And we're holding that, and I'm looking to break out of this possibly Monday. I mean, if we remember the gaps on the futures charts that always close Sunday night, Monday morning. They just every week we've had like a weekend run, and then the gap closes on the futures. Let's pull up that futures chart real quick. We'll look at the altcoin market in a second, and so we're going to watch for today's candle. That's a 5-minute chart. We're going to watch for today's candle where it closes, or where the high of the day is, and we're going to watch to see if it opens over that, or if it opens over that Sunday when the futures market opens, to see if there's a gap, because every single one of them has been closing every single time, and instantly on Mondays. So, watch this Bitcoin futures chart. Watch this chart. I have a few lines set up here. You could see we have like a long term. Let's see where this extends to. That wouldn't make much sense. So we have like a longer term upward rising wedge. Now I have this down here that I kind of took off just so you could see the upward trend line and the long term top of the channel trend line. So, but we do have this parabolic, let's see, why is that? Is it this? Sorry, parabolic curve that I wanted to have in there. And this, you could see we've stayed right inside of there, so it looks like we're getting close to a parabolic move. And when we go parabolic, which it seems like we already have for the most part, but we haven't had that big move that marks like the last 5% of a parabolic move, of a parabolic advance, and that would mark the end if we had the big move, right? And that would be, at least for this current super cycle, which you could definitely call it a super cycle right now. So that's what we're watching with the chart. You can see if I close down, our RSI is only at 61. MACD is I could probably draw another trend line here, tightening up on the RSI. So maybe we have a little bit more. It wouldn't be the worst thing, if we had a couple days here. And I would want this parabolic curve to hold. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we went sideways, but I would like this to hold. If we do see the big move, it'll probably be the end, and we'll probably see an altcoin, like a major altcoin move as well. And I couldn't tell you if that would be before any potential Bitcoin move or after any potential Bitcoin move. Last time in 2018, it was after 2017 or 18. I can't remember the exact, but we've had an altcoin season, so it's called, but we haven't had one to the extent of 2017. So I'm still looking for that to repeat. And if you look at the altcoin, this is the only thing I'm going to mention on altcoins today because I want to keep it focused on Bitcoin and I want to keep it short. We've been relatively flat. It's looking kind of similar to the Bitcoin chart, kind of creating this handle here. Again, usually on a cup and handle you finish a little short of resistance, which we kind of did here, and now we're popping that handle. So not the cleanest, but it's showing more strength than it usually does, so that's good. And we'll just see how it plays out. I mean, I think we're within days, when you look at this parabolic curve, I think we're within days to seeing a move upward, and maybe we move up to this long-term trend line, the top of the channel, and that's what I'm watching. So Bitcoin dominance, I wanted to go over this real quick. We've been following this for quite a while, and probably back here in early February was kind of, I don't know if necessarily expecting, but hoping to see it hit this back up to like 67, make this right shoulder on a head and shoulders. It hasn't. Still am expecting this to come down to about 57. That would be like an altcoin run. If we had a altcoin run like we did in 2017, I would be pretty certain we'd come back down below 40 as far as like percentage of market cap that Bitcoin holds. So maybe that will come. We've been pretty flat. Bitcoin moves up, altcoins move up, so that's how it's been going. So a couple more catalysts that could push Bitcoin up. Right, we have I pulled some of this stuff up, some of this news up, because normally I feel like when I pull news up, it's like, major Fortune 500 company buys 500 million worth of Bitcoin, or Tesla buys 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, or Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy buy 500 million worth of Bitcoin, or something like that. And we haven't had that, but it seems like retail is big, right? Retail's buying in, and that also gives me, I'm not trying to call top here or anything. I'm just playing until the trend breaks, and if we go parabolic, I'll probably sell on the way up so I don't get crushed. Look into these articles if you want to. Bitcoin News Network, retail traders buying more Bitcoin than institutions. Headline basically says it all on this one. And then on Cointelegraph, digital asset investment products hit record 4.2 billion inflows already this quarter. So retail's buying. There are now 5 digital asset investment providers with over $1 billion in assets under management. Grayscale, CoinShares, 3IQ, ETC Issuance, and 21 Shares, which Polkadot is on that one. Polkadot's breaking out right now, so hopefully it continues in that direction. The newly launched Purpose Bitcoin Fund is in 6th place with a 517 million in AUM, according to the report. So retail's buying in, and my first big life-changing run was in the 2013-2014 marijuana penny stocks, and I noticed that whenever your neighbors start getting in, like your average everyday Joe that's never touched a stock or invested really starts getting in, that usually marks the top. It's not a pure science, but we've moved a long ways. I'm always watching for signs of a top. Haven't seen it yet, but in my first YouTube video, you saw how confident and ecstatic I was that we were going to hit $100,000, and in my opinion, $250,000 isn't out of the question. $300,000 isn't out of the question. I don't think it'll stay there long, but if we hit $95,000 and that was it, I could see that too. And we'll find out pretty soon if we've topped at 62,000, I think, or 62,500, wherever it hit. I think we'll find that out pretty soon, within the week probably. Two major catalysts still coming. This article from Business Insider, Markets Insider. There's the website up here. SEC Crypto Commissioner admits the agency's refusal to approve a Bitcoin ETF has dug them into a little bit of a hole. Well, duh. Hester Pierce said in an interview, we've dug ourselves into a little bit of a hole. A lot of people are looking for a way to access the asset class. So, bad decision on their part. I mean, I guess the Bitcoin Moon Boys were right, right? So SEC was wrong, and we got the Van Eck Bitcoin ETF. So this is from, I think it's like 43 days now, 42 days. This was from a couple days ago. This is Cointelegraph if you want to read the whole article. I want to say it was the 16th this article came out. But the SEC has 45 days to respond to Van Eck Bitcoin ETF filing. So you read that last article, right? Dug them into a hole. The ETF has been denied twice already, and 45 days to respond brings us to the end of April. That would make total sense to be the end of the Bitcoin run, at least for the super cycle, and then back in a couple years or so. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just thinking, like, we're getting pretty up there, and once that parabolic big move comes, you know, I'm willing to take my money and run. So 45 days, that brings us to the end of April, and it's failed twice. It's been voted down twice, and you know they've made the wrong decisions. I think that this is an idea whose time has come. I think that this is ready to go. And I think it's going to pass this time. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on it. I'm horrible in Vegas, so don't count on my bets. But yeah, I think that ends up passing. And the thing that scares me about that is I think like it'll get a lot of hype. I think it'll get a lot of excitement. But what ended the last Bitcoin super cycle? The futures market, right? The day the futures market open for Bitcoin, that was the end of the bull run. That was it. So something this big could also mark something like that. I'm not saying it's going to, it's just a thought. And yeah, it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news, and it could mark the end. I think another big thing that you want to make sure you watch is the Coinbase IPO. They're going to make sure that this thing's going to be huge. This, in conjunction with the ETF, will get a lot of excitement, and then once there's no catalysts left, you know, there's nothing to look forward to. And I'm not saying that's necessarily going to mean that people are done, that they're going to sell. It could be the case though. But those are two major catalysts, and I'm hoping that the IPO comes before the ETF, because I think the ETF has more similarities to like opening a futures market to Bitcoin, where that marked the end last time. So this will get one big push, and then the ETF will get another big push, and I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping it never ends, but you know, all good things do come to an end. And you know, some people say that it's going to last through 2021. Some people say September, October. Some people say July. I mean, EIP 1559 for Ethereum, it starts July, so that would suck for Ethereum if the bull run ended in April, and Ethereum, like, yeah, it had a great run, but compared to Bitcoin, not even close. Last thing I want to look at is stock to flow model, and this is the days to the halving and the price of Bitcoin. So you can see we get into that light green. Here we got into, you know, a little bit closer to that 1,000 days away. Here was a little bit towards the 800 days away. Right now, we're about 1,100 days away. So we could, you know, possibly see another 100 days. We could, you know, we had this back here in April 2013. Yeah. 8, 9, let's see, 14, April 2009. No, 13, sorry. Yeah, x-axis says it. Where we only got into the orange, so 1,200 days away. So we're already there, past where that went. So we're getting close. I mean, if we get kind of like we did here, 800 days, we have the rest of the year for the price to rise. So don't take too much of this to like extreme exactness. I mean, follow the chart. The chart tells it all, right? We still have good volume, right? RSI is relatively low. Everything's kind of consolidating as far as like the basic technical indicators that I use. I like to keep it simple. So, I mean, I just wanted to give an update, see where we're at. I mean, I think we're close within a couple days to another move. Hopefully we get a move today because I don't want to have to fill another gap on Monday. Like, that sucks when that happens. It's like you just want up forever, right? You just want up, 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 up. Anyways, yeah, some of the major ones, Filecoin, Polkadot, Chainlink. Looks like Polkadot's continuing. Chainlink's been disappointing as always. 1 inch is showing like it wants to do something. Cardano had a sell-off after the Coinbase listing started trading. After it started trading on Coinbase, it looks like it's recovering a little bit. We'll see if there's any strong confirmation. If it gets back up to that all-time high again, Bitcoin's pushing 59,000 today, so things are still looking strong. Don't think like this video is telling you like this is the end, better get out. It's not telling you. I think we have the major move, the biggest part of the move still left, and I'm just trying to be as realistic and level as possible and not like I always say, I like to sip the Kool-Aid. I don't like to get drunk on it. So when I see my excitement getting high, I try and dial it back a little bit and try and be realistic and smart and safe and somewhat intelligent, I guess. That's not always the case with me, but so anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Hope this was informative. And if you like what you see, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Hopefully I'm giving you stuff that's informative and helps you out. And when you subscribe, that helps me out. Again, my goal is to get to just 100 subscribers first, so I can get my own URL, so I can get Matt the Trader put in there. And you have to have 100 subscribers to do that. Maybe I'll start doing some live feeds, if that happens. And thanks for watching, and hope you guys enjoy your day, and good luck this weekend.